The year is 1905. A paleontologist in the Badlands of South Dakota pulls a massive skull out of the rock. It's enormous, with horns longer than your arm and a frill the size of a dining table. Scientists declare it the most terrifying plant. They name it Triceratops and immediately start drawing it, charging it T-Rex like a prehistoric rhinoceros on steroids. For over a century, that image stuck. Kids' books, movies, museum displays, everyone agreed. Triceratops was the tank of the Cretaceous. Except, almost everything we thought we knew about these prehistoric giants was wrong. And that's just the beginning. Because the deeper you look at the apex predators, feathered assassins, and unstoppable tanks of the prehistoric world, the more you realize that a shocking number of them have been completely overhyped. Some were slower than we imagined. Some had weapons that were more show than substance. Some relied on clever scavenging or picky diets rather than raw power. And some were basically just very large, very specialized animals that got lucky for a few million years before environmental shifts caught up with them. Let's start with the one that fooled us the longest. The mighty Tyrannosaurus Rex itself. For decades, T-Rex was portrayed as the ultimate land predator. A 40-foot-long, 9-ton monster that could outrun a car and crush bones. Hollywood showed it chasing down speeding jeeps and ruling as the unchallenged king of the dinosaurs. Modern biomechanical studies paint a nuanced picture. Recent analysis suggest that while adult T-Rex had an incredibly powerful bite, its top running speed was likely no faster than a brisk human jog. It wasn't a high-speed pursuit hunter. Instead, it probably relied on ambush tactics, powerful short bursts, and perhaps even scavenging. Those tiny arms may have helped grip struggling prey or push itself up from the ground, but they weren't deadly slashing tools. And de la Test, 2025 research from Bristol University analyzing the skulls of 18 carnivorous dinosaurs has added even more nuance. T-Rex didn't just have the strongest bite, it evolved a unique high-stress, hypo-skull strategy. Its heavily reinforced cranium and massive jaw muscles allowed bone-crushing force, but at the cost of higher internal stress on the skull itself. Other large theropods like allosaurids and megalosaurids took a different evolutionary path. Lower stress skulls with more distributed muscle loading. This shows that even among giant predators, there wasn't one perfect design. Evolution experimented with different feeding styles. Plus, brand new histological studies confirm these giants grew slowly, taking 35 to 40 years to reach full size, with a long subadult phase. Many fossils we once called teenage Rex may actually belong to separate smaller Tyrannosaur species, but at least T-Rex had size and bite force on its side. Some of the most famous swift killers had reputations built on even shakier ground. Take Velociraptor, the clever, pack-hunting nightmare made famous by Jurassic Park. In the movies, these guys were man-sized, intelligent team hunters that could open doors and take down anything. Reality? Actual Velociraptor fossils show animals about the size of a large turkey, maybe 6 feet long including the tail, but only 2 to 3 feet tall at the hip. They were covered in feathers, and while they had that famous sickle-shaped claw, it was better suited for pinning down smaller prey than slashing. The terrifying pack of door-opening geniuses, more like clever, feathered predators the size of big chickens that relied on surprise and precision. If incomplete skeletons can rewrite one predator's story, imagine what happens when we revisit even older icons, or ones that movies completely reinvented. Remember Spinosaurus, the giant sail-backed dinosaur that Jurassic Park 3 turned into a swimming nightmare? For years it was sold as the largest carnivorous dinosaur ever, a 50-foot monster that could hunt on land and in water. Then new fossils and recent biomechanical studies revealed the truth. Ridiculously short hind legs, a flexible paddle-shaped tail built for swimming against strong river currents, and dense bones that made it heavier and slower on land. It wasn't a fast runner or an all-terrain apex killer. It was more like an enormous, specialized river tyrant, wading or pursuing fish in shallow waters with its crocodile-like jaws, using that famous sail mostly for display and temperature control. The movie Monster became the prehistoric equivalent of a powerful but niche aquatic ambush hunter. Consider Stegosaurus, the plated dinosaur everyone draws with those iconic back spikes. For over a century, it was portrayed as a slow, dim-witted herbivore with a brain the size of a walnut. Modern studies have dismantled these ideas. Stegosaurus wasn't exceptionally stupid for a dinosaur. The plates were likely used more for display, species recognition, or thermoregulation than armor, and that tail could deliver powerful defensive swings. Far from a dim bulb, it was a specialized plant eater with flashy display features that helped it thrive in its Jurassic environment. Another persistent myth: the idea that all dinosaurs were scaly, cold-blooded lizards. When dinosaurs were first discovered, scientists assumed they were giant reptiles, slow and sluggish. But discoveries of feathered fossils from China have turned that on its head. Many theropods, and possibly even some tyrannosaurs, had fuzzy or feathery coverings for insulation, display, or body control in changing climates. Recent soft tissue studies even suggest some dinosaurs may have looked rounder or chubbier in life, due to fat layers and skin, very different from the sleek, scaly movie versions. Colors weren't just dull greens and browns either. Melanosome research points to vibrant patterns and iridescent sheens. The drab, reptilian monsters of old illustrations, often more fantasy than fact. And then there's one of the most embarrassing revisions: Brontosaurus. For decades, this massive sauropod was the poster child for the biggest, slowest, longest-necked dinosaurs, often shown munching treetops in peaceful herds. The bigger myth: that these giants were purely gentle eating machines with tiny brains and no defenses. Recent finds suggest sauropods had more complex behaviors, possible herding strategies, and could use their massive size and tails for defense. They weren't mindless. They were ecological engineers whose sheer bulk shaped entire landscapes. So why do we keep getting these animals so wrong? Because fossils are frustratingly incomplete. Dramatic reconstructions and movie monsters sell better than nuanced specialists. And honestly, we love monsters. We crave unstoppable killing machines and invincible tanks battling it out. The truth is usually messier and more humbling. These were real animals, finely tuned to narrow niches. Many were ecological specialists, incredibly good at one or two things, but fragile when climates shifted, prey migrated, or competitors appeared. Paleontology keeps delivering these humbling lessons. New fossils, 3D biomechanical modeling, and chemical analyses of ancient tissues continue to rewrite the textbooks year after year. What we once saw as lumbering reptiles or hyper-aggressive super predators often turn out to be colorful, opportunistic, or delicately balanced creatures, living in a far more complex world than we imagined. The real prehistoric world wasn't a simple arena of good versus evil. It was a complicated, dynamic ecosystem full of animals trying their best with the bonus evolution gave them. Specialists thriving until small changes tipped the balance. The next time you watch a documentary or see a museum display showing an ancient beast as an invincible monster, remember, almost every icon has turned out to be slower in some ways, more specialized, or more vulnerable to change than the myths suggested. And that's exactly what makes the real story so much better. It reminds us that nature is messy, creative, and full of surprises. If you enjoyed learning how many of our favorite prehistoric icons were actually overhyped or misunderstood, smash that like button and subscribe. Drop a comment below. Which prehistoric animal do you think we've gotten the most wrong? I read every comment and love hearing your thoughts. Thanks for watching.